Welcome to Raw TV, Real and Willing Television. I'm Michael Steiner.
And I'm Rebecca Vargas. And tonight on our show, we have a master illusionist, Harris III.
Rebecca, speaking of illusions, I know a few tricks myself.
Really?
Yeah, pick a card, any card.
Oh, this is going to be funny.
Oh, you're going to love this, I promise. All right, look at the card.
Okay.
Show it to the audience members.
You
Show
guys
to
see
them,
it?
the camera, all that good stuff. All right, put it in there.
Okay,
All right, ready?
Michael.
All right, here we go. Shuffle this baby up a little bit. Gonna
All right.
go like this.
Let's just get to it.
All right, hang on one second. There we go.
Okay, that's good.
Well, bam.
Okay.
Is this your card?
No.
Are you sure?
No, it's not.
Okay, wait. Well, bam. This is your card right here. Yeah,
No,
right
I
there?
think we should just leave the magic tricks to Harris. So
this
you guys just stand by. We'll be back. Hey guys, welcome back to the set. We are here with Harris III. Thank you for joining us and sitting down with
Thank you
us.
so much.
Thanks for having me.
So tell us how you got started in illusions. Where was your beginning for that?
Well, when I was a little kid, I loved baseball, and baseball
Yeah.
was like my passion. And when I was about 9 years old, all I wanted for Christmas that year was this brand new baseball glove. I went to the store, picked it out, everything.
How does it have to do with illusions?
Yeah, well, we opened up all our Christmas presents that year, and the only thing I remember getting that year, and there was this box, it was the perfect size for a glove. I opened it
Yeah.
up, it's a box of magic tricks from my grandmother. And at first I thought, I'm like, this is kind of
love
dumb.
baseball.
No one's gonna be fooled by this. All I wanted was a baseball glove. So out of sheer boredom, I do my first trick for my mom and dad,
Yeah.
and they were blown away.
Wow.
And I knew
awesome.
from that moment I wanted to do magic for the rest of my life.
Wow. So how did you learn and were you mentored by anyone?
Right.
What was that experience to
Yeah.
get to where you are now?
Well, I got paid to do my first show when I was 11. It wasn't all that great. My grandmother, who gave me the magic set for Christmas, was my second paying client, which is kind of cool.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
after I started doing that first show when I was 11, I met someone in my hometown. His name was David Michael, and he sort of started teaching me a few things, and we went to the same church. And so from there, I was just open to this whole world of magic. It exists, it's just most people don't know about it. We have
Yeah.
our own magazines, our own DVDs, our own conferences and conventions.
Wow.
That's awesome. Now, have you faced any criticisms from the church because your career's in magic and stuff like
Yeah.
that? Tell us a little bit
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah, obviously, yes. It's pretty controversial, right? Which is interesting because that's kind of why I do what I do. I use magic because I think people freak out and they think that magic is used to deceive people, which is somewhat true, but that's why I use it as a tool to teach people how easy it is to be deceived. So
Oh,
it's one thing
wow.
to stand on stage and say to someone, hey, don't be deceived, don't buy all the lies out in the world. But if you can actually stand on stage and deceive someone
Right.
and give them an example of how easy it is to believe a lie, now your message of, hey, don't be deceived is a lot more powerful and effective.
So that's how
Does that
you
make
handle
sense?
the criticism and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
So tell us about your book, actually, that you wrote, Senseless.
yeah.
This is a book.
Well, I realized that as you look out at the world, usually the reason why we're deceived is we have a tendency to trust our senses. We live our life based upon what we see and smell and taste and touch and hear. We see something take place with our own eyes so many times, and sometimes it's on TV, sometimes it's in another country. We can't explain it or how it was
Yeah.
possible, so therefore we just assumed, well, it must be real. Like we hear the phrase, seeing is believing, right?
Yeah.
So many times we hear about things, whether it's on the news or it was from a trusted source, and therefore we heard it with our own ears, therefore it must be true.
Right.
Just because we see something, hear something, personally feel something, doesn't always make it real. So we cannot live our life based upon our senses. So then how are we supposed to live? If we flip through scripture over and over again, we hear this message of walk by faith, not by sight,
sight.
right?
Yeah.
So if I started wondering, well, what does it look like to walk by faith? And I realized that was actually senseless. So if we're living senselessly, not only are we walking by faith, not by using our senses, but faith is actually senseless to the world around us. It's
Yeah.
almost like if we're actually following Jesus and living the life he called us to, people should be walking away, scratching their heads going,
Right.
okay, dude, there's just something like, I don't understand. Why do you
Yeah.
love your neighbor as much as you love yourself? Why do you serve others and
Yeah,
give away your
that's
time
true.
and money? Why do you
crazy.
forgive your enemies? It's senseless, but that's exactly what we're called to.
Now you've shared this message of senselessness with millions of people gone in lots of different places. Can you tell us some stories about your traveling and your journey through this crazy life, telling people about all this?
Oh gosh, there's so many. I mean, magic is an incredible tool to share truth, obviously, because you're showing illusion and sharing truth. And so many of my memories have to do with standing on stages and doing a show in places where, you know, a week before or a month before, you know, pastors and families have been locked inside of their church buildings and burned alive. And it's completely illegal to share your faith in any way, shape, or form. But as an illusionist, I'm just an
go right in
entertainer
there.
from America. And, you know, I remember one time I was in Southeast Asia, and it was very illegal to share any sort of message of faith at all. And I stood on stage, and this motorcade pulled up. And the host started getting really nervous over off the edge of the stage. And I thought, okay, I don't know what's going on, but he just kind of gave me one of those, like, just keep going, the show must go on kind of thing. And I shared the gospel and everything, and that night he came up and shook my hand, and it was the mayor. They had come out to check out the show, and it's like just a week earlier, people had gotten beaten up for doing what I did. But because I was using magic tricks, they just didn't see it that way.
Right.
Wow.
So it's just an amazing tool.
So have you won any awards for doing this, since you have performed for millions in all different countries?
Yeah. You know, I'm what some would consider a classically trained magician. Like a lot of people, they'll go to a store or they'll go to a conference and they'll buy magic tricks and spend a little bit of time rehearsing them. Because I got started in magic so young, I actually was classically trained on how to like do the sleight of hand stuff.
Well, thank you so much, Harris, for sharing us your story and everything that you come through.
Sure.
you.
Now we're going to get to see a few illusions from Harris III and just enjoy it and have an awesome time.
Yeah.
Don't go away.
How are you guys? You good? Good, good. Well, as an illusionist, I've had the opportunity to travel all over the world, and along the way, I've learned a lot about the art of deception. Now, most people don't think about it, but it's really easy for us to be deceived. Back in the year 2001, I'll give you an example. I was on this tour in Southeast Asia, performing in two countries, India and Sri Lanka. Now, Sri Lanka is this little small island off the southern coast of India. While I was there, I performed an illusion with an old antique table. It was very similar to the one up here on stage. After the show, true story, this guy came up to me and he said, "Hey, the thing with the table, I've actually seen that exact table before." Now, I'm out in the middle of nowhere, right, in this village in Sri Lanka. I didn't believe the guy. He goes on to explain to me that down the street from where he lives, there was a man who had a table that looks exactly like mine. Only the guy who had the table claimed they could actually move around the room, sometimes sliding across the floor by itself without anyone touching it, and that it was made possible because of spirits manifesting and showing their presence. Well, as an illusionist, I didn't think that was possible either, but I went to do a little bit of research, and what I discovered shocked me, taught me a very valuable lesson I will never forget. Before I tell you what that was, I want to actually perform for you guys what I did for the people in Sri Lanka, but I need some help from the audience. If you'd like to help, just raise your hand. All right, I'm gonna get a girl for this one. If there's a girl right here in the front. All right, they're kind of like not very brave, but you'll help out. All right, perfect, come on down. Everyone clap for her really loud. A round of applause. Come on up, what's your step? What's your name?
Brittany.
Brittany, very nice to meet you, Brittany. I'll let you step over to the other side of the table. I'll give you guys a quick look. I'll show you a lot better here in just a second. I'm gonna place the table right here in between you and I. It's very important you understand this is just an illusion. There's obviously nothing to fear for anyone at home or anything like that. I'm an illusionist, therefore this is just an illusion. Okay, there's a tablecloth draped across the top of the table. I'm gonna let you grab the two corners of the tablecloth on that side. I'm gonna hold the two corners on this side. Just hold them lightly in your hands like this. At any point, no matter what happens, don't hold the table down. Never put any downward pressure on it or anything like that. Sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. If it does work, I'd like you just to move with the table, okay? Okay, go and drop the tablecloth for a second. Put your arms across the top gently. Make sure there's no strings connected or anything like that. There's no weird gadgets on my arms. Go ahead and pick up the toners one more time. Hold them lightly in your hands. Go and lift up the tablecloth so you can see the table underneath. Whoa, all right, go ahead and let go. Stay right there, let go, let go. Let's give her a big round of applause for helping us out. Thanks so much for coming up. You were awesome. Thanks for your help. I really, really appreciate it. All right, now obviously, again, what you guys just experienced was an illusion, right? Just a trick on your eyes, a trick on your minds, and nothing more. In fact, it's a simple trick that I could explain to all of you guys and everyone at home in about 5 minutes or less. I won't. But I could. That's because it takes a lot of practice. You see, even if you understand the secret to how a magic trick works, it doesn't give you the ability to perform it. Magic or illusion is an art form just like playing the guitar or the piano. It takes hours, weeks, months of practice. That one took about 6 months in order to learn to be able to perfect it and be able to perform it and make it seem so believable. But again, it's not real. Let's go back to Sri Lanka in 2001. The guy who said he had seen the table before, come to find out he was telling the truth. Down the street from where he lived, there really was a guy that really did have a table that looked exactly like mine, but he was not communicating with spirits at all. We went to visit the guy, come to find out he got his table from the same place I got mine. He ordered it from a magic trick catalog from the state of Kansas, right here in the United States of America. You see, the difference between the two of us was he was using a trick to literally take advantage of the way thousands of people in his country thought, so we could lead them down this clever path of deception. Ironically, here I was in his country with the exact same trick, only I was using it just to entertain people and maybe teach them just a little bit about how easy it is to be deceived. What I learned from that is this: just because we see something with our own eyes, even if we can't explain it, doesn't make it real. Just because we hear something is true, doesn't make it true. You can't trust your senses. Again, that's why it's so important to walk by faith, not by sight. All right, you guys have heard this story before. I'm going to give you a better idea of this whole deception thing, exactly what I'm talking about. I need some help from the audience. I got a girl. Let's get a guy this time. If you'd like to help, just raise your hand. Let's go with you right here on the end, man. Come on down. Everyone give him a big round of applause. Come on up, buddy. What's your name? Will. Will. All right, Will, I want you to be comfortable up here, man. I've got a chair for you right there. Go and have a seat for me right there in that chair. Will, we're going to play a little game, okay? It's sort of a hand-eye coordination test. Are you good at that sort of thing?
I think so.
You think so? Okay, here's how it works. All you got to do is just sit up nice and straight in your chair and then just do as I do. That's good. I'm just kidding. Don't do that part. Let's see if you go for it. All right, it's all right. A little bit closer. All right, freeze right there. Don't move. Next step is very important. It's a very high-tech testing device. Very high-tech testing device. Tell me your name again.
Will.
Will. Sorry, Will. This is how I roll. Okay? All right, you come on. It's all right. It's all right. All right, here's what's going to happen. You're going to hold this nice and loose in your hands. I'm going to pull. Actually, I'm sorry, man. Nothing against you. Complete personal preference. My mom would have killed me. All right. There we go. All right. You're going to hold it nice and loose. I'm going to pull a little paper off a little bit at a time. You can just continue sitting up nice and straight in your chair. I'm going to take this paper and wad it up into a little paper wad. Okay. Then really quick, I'm going to sneak it in one of my two hands. Okay. Your job, Will, is just to guess which hand it's in. Okay. You have two options. You can say this hand right, or you can say left. If you have no idea, just no winners, no losers, just take a wild guess. Okay? Now here's the deal. Sometimes the people out there at the audience and sometimes the people watching at home, they're going to be able to see where the paper is. They'll see it because it's sticking out of my hand. Right now, I can't fit the whole thing in my left hand, but you can't tell that from where you're sitting. If you hear them laughing, just tune it out, ignore them. It's just because they hear it and you don't. Do you understand? Yeah. All right. Guys, if you see this paper, if you see which hand it's in, just keep it a secret. Don't say anything. This is just for Will. All right? You ready, Will? All right, now I know it sounds crazy, but you're on TV right now, okay? Just a lot of people get nervous up here. They get their directions mixed up. I know it's really obvious, but I want to make sure before we begin you know the difference between the right and the left, okay? Where's the paper, right or left?
Left.
Left?
Yeah.
Nice, nicely done. Give him a big round of applause, nicely done. All right, pull this out a little bit. Don't worry, we'll give you another shot. Here we go. Keep your eyes up here. Right or left?
Right.
Right. Okay, I thought you might change your mind that time. Watch, I'll take it a step further this time. I know, it's amazing. Here, I'll give you another shot. Don't worry about it. Now, was that light down there in your eyes or anything like that? Was that part of what distracted you? Now it is? All right, it's all part of the trick. All right, here we go. Right or left?
Okay.
Wild guess.
Right.
Right. No? All right, watch. 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 Totally gone again. I know, it's amazing. Here, I'll give it another shot. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Keep your eyes up here, okay? Right or left?
Right.
Are you sure?
Pretty positive.
I'm going to give you one chance to change your mind.
All right, I'm gonna stay right.
Nicely done. You didn't go for it. Give him another round of applause. Hold this down this way just a little bit. Perfect. Here, we'll use the same piece again since you got it right that time. Right or left?
Okay. Left.
Left?
Yeah.
Watch, I'll do that thing again. I know, it's incredible. All right, now I feel kind of bad. I'm gonna let you in on part of the secret. Would you like part of the secret?
I would
It
like-
was Will, right?
Yeah.
Will, all right, here's the deal, man. I keep trying to get you to take your eyes off my left hand. The secret to this trick for you is to not take your eyes off my left hand. Now, earlier I pointed down there at the roll of toilet paper, and do you remember what happened?
Yeah.
You did what you just did. You looked down there, right? You took your eyes off my left hand. Or when I pointed at the light over there, do you remember what you did? You looked at the light. You took your eyes off my left hand. All right. So no matter what happens, don't take your eyes off my left hand. All right. Before I do this one, I'll give you a little test here. See how easy it is to get you to take your eyes off my hand? All I got to do is... It's hard, isn't it? It's hard. Keep your eyes here. Okay. All right. Now, I'm not going to lie. This is where it gets a little more complicated. Now that Will knows to not take his eyes off my left hand, it's a lot harder to fool him. Okay. All right, man. Here you go. Don't take your eyes off my left hand. The reason I say that, this is white, if you were to look down here at these together, they might get blended or something like that. Okay, so sit up nice and straight in your chair. Perfect, keep your eyes up here. In fact, let's get rid of that. Hold that flat up against your chest right there, okay? Here we go. Right or left?
Left.
Left. Watch. Did you see it right there? No? All right, put your fingers back in the toilet paper. I put it right there where you weren't looking. Don't worry about it. We'll give you another shot. All right, keep your eyes up here on my left hand. You're doing good. Right or left?
All right, I didn't see it.
Take a guess.
All right, right.
Right. Still there, Will. I didn't do anything with it. Did you feel it there this time?
No.
No?
Take it.
Oh, okay. All right. See, it felt like I took it, but okay. It's all right. Keep your eyes up here on my left hand. Keep holding that flat up against your chest, but look up here. Right or left?
Okay, right.
I'm just kidding. It's not down there. That would have been good, though, huh? All right. Hold it out in front of you like this a little bit. This way. Perfect. Right there. Nice and loose. Well, I still feel bad. I want to make it really easy for you, okay? Quick, Will, which hand?
Right.
Right, give it up for Will. Nicely done, nicely done. You did a good job, that man. All right, here we go. Instead of making you guess which hand, we'll just simplify here a little bit. Is it still there, yes or no?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Pretty positive.
Okay, nicely done. I didn't do anything with it yet. Give him another round of applause. Very nicely done. All right, this time, on the last one, I'm going to let you cheat by squeezing my wrist. Need to get rid of that. Set that down there on the floor. Set it all the way down there on the floor. But no matter what happens, do not take your eyes off of my hands, okay? I'm gonna let you squeeze my wrist this time really tight. That way I can't move my hands around or distract you. That way I can't get you to take your eyes off my hands.
Okay.
Now, have you taken your eyes off my hands?
Not yet.
No. And you saw it there earlier with your own eyes, right?
Saw it there earlier.
So is it still there, yes or no?
I hope so. Yes.
Yes, remove your hands. It's gone again. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for Will. Thanks, man, I appreciate your help. You can go back to your seat. Awesome job, man. Don't worry about them laughing. It's not your fault. The whole thing was over your head, okay? So, give him another round of applause for being such a good sport. Now, I just did something that magicians and illusionists call misdirection, right? I was misdirecting him to look where I wanted him to look so I could do something different behind Will's back that he didn't see. This happens to us all the time. So many times we get cleverly deceived simply because we've been misdirected from the truth. I don't know about you, but we travel on tour about 9 months out of the year. And so sometimes when I get back home to Nashville, Tennessee, I just want to walk into the house, sit down on the couch, pick up the remote control and turn on the TV, right? Or turn on a movie or turn on music. I just want to be entertained. I don't want to think. I just want to turn off my mind and be amused. Well, the problem is not that it's bad to be entertained. The mistake I make is that when I turn off my mind, it becomes like this sponge. It starts soaking up everything presented to us. I don't do what the Bible recommends. I don't take my thoughts captive. I don't use discernment. And therefore, I get cleverly tricked and deceived because I've been misdirected from the truth. Now, the truth is available to us the whole time, right? It's not that the truth didn't exist. It was there waiting to be discovered. The problem is that we get so busy being entertained by the things around us that we rarely take the time to actually consistently search for truth. Guys, if we search for truth, we can discover some. It can radically change our lives, and that truth can set us free from so many things. Free from deception, free to live out the lives that God created us to live out. I got one more thing I want to show you guys, but I need a couple more volunteers from the audience. If you'd like to help, just raise your hand. Let's go, right there in the red t-shirt, and right back there. You look a little too excited about this. I'm not sure how I feel about you yet, but come on stage, you two guys, and give them both a big round of applause. Clap for these gentlemen. Step on up. What's your name, sir?
John.
John, you can stand right here on this side of the box. Your name, man?
Jason.
Jason, you can stand right here on this side. You guys really do look a little too excited about this. You guys have heard of Houdini, right? He was a world-famous escape artist. He would escape from packing crates, tanks of water, straitjackets, jail cells, anything that was made to hold someone, Houdini would try to get out of it. But eventually, Houdini just got bored getting locked up in a box or something like that and being able to get out. And so he dreamt up this triple escape. Now, there's a young lady who's been coming on and off stage. She's my wife, Kate. She's going to help participate in this escape. This is going to blow your mind, but here's how it would work. Houdini was first locked up in handcuffs, the triple escape. The hands were placed in these chains. They were padlocked in at each end. There's a bar in the center separating the hands to make sure one hand can't reach the other on the other side. After Houdini was locked up in that's the same style of shackles they used years ago, he was tied up in an old canvas mail bag, tied at the top with a good strong rope. I'll let you take a look at that here in just a second. And then he was placed into an old but solid wooden packing crate. All right, guys, this is your chance to go ahead and come up here and check this out so the people at home, they know that what's going on up here is exactly what they're seeing on stage. Throughout this whole thing, incredible job. You're basically going to be here to inspect everything as we go throughout the whole illusion. You're also going to stand here to make sure that nothing tricky happens back in the back. Again, just to ensure that what people are watching at home is what they would be experiencing if they're standing right here on this stage where you guys are. Okay, so you guys keep a good eye back here in the back and help me inspect everything. After he was placed inside the box and the bag and the handcuffs, a lid was placed on top. 6 more locks were locked up around the top edge. That's what Houdini performed years ago right here for you guys. These two guys will now be locked inside this box. I'm just kidding. I'm not allowed to do that. Kate's going to participate. Would you please walk onto the stage? My wife, Kate. Everybody get it up.
Incredible.
It
Wow.
really was.
Good.
I'm still blown away by the whole
I'm trying to
thing.
figure it out.
Yeah.
I just don't know if it's
Most
possible.
people
Like
are speechless. You guys
Right.
have a lot to say right now.
Well,
It's good.
I
well,
kind of am
us.
speechless.
Well, can you tell us a little bit about where we can find out more about you? Like
Yeah,
what,
sure.
website, tour dates, all that good stuff.
You know, all the places online. You can go to my website. It's the easiest way to find everything. It's harristhethird.com. So it's
Okay.
Harris III, like
Okay.
the Roman numeral 3.
All right.
Harristhethird.com.
That's
From there, you can go
easy.
to Twitter,
Everybody go.
Facebook. It's Harris the Third everywhere. So
Oh, wow.
Twitter, Facebook. You can check out the blog, watch videos on YouTube. There's some
Perfect.
Yeah.
funny and
Thank you.
not
Yeah.
so great moments on there. So it's cool. Check it out.
Thank you for being on the show and for performing for us. It was really amazing. And
pleasure.
don't forget to check us out on our podcast. It's Raw TV Southeastern. Just search that in iTunes. And
As always,
yeah,
don't forget to
live it raw.
See you guys.